Hey guys, welcome back to the Not Only Carrot Show here on YouTube. I'm Leah and today I'll be making a vegan eggs Benedict with tofu. All right, let's get started. All right, I'm just going to walk through all the ingredients we're going to need for our Hollandaise sauce to begin with, and special thanks to one of my subscribers for requesting today's video. All right, we'll need 1 cup of water, a cup of raw cashews, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice plus 3/4 of a teaspoon of white vinegar. We'll also need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Plus, to add in our B12 and some yellow eggy flavor and color, we're going to use 1.5 tablespoons of savory yeast flakes, plus a good pinch of cayenne pepper. It doesn't actually add that much heat to our sauce, but it does give it a lovely lift in the flavor. And we also have some turmeric, 3/8 of a teaspoon, so 1/4 teaspoon plus a 1/8 of a teaspoon of the turmeric or turmeric if you're in the States. All right, and also our final yellow ingredient to go along with our others today is American mustard. It's just a mild mustard. You're welcome to use Dijon mustard if you like. It's actually a 1/2 tablespoon plus 3/4 of a teaspoon. All right, so let's get all of these ingredients into the blender today. I'm going to use a Thermomix. It happens to be my only blender, but any strong blender that can handle these nuts is fine. So pop them all in one at a time or all together if you've got lots of hands. And we're going to whiz this up and make our delicious Hollandaise sauce. Ordinarily, this would have egg yolks in it, and being vegan, we avoid eggs altogether. But a lot of people will ask if we're going to be taking out the egg, maybe this won't be as nutritionally sound compared to eggs. But we're actually adding in the B12, which you would ordinarily get from the egg yolk with our savory yeast flakes, as I mentioned earlier. And we're also getting lots and lots of protein today. Already we've got protein in there with our nuts, but we're going to be having the tofu as well. Plus, if my avocado turns out nicely, we'll have some extra protein with that as well with our tofu Benedict today. All right, so we're going to whiz all this up now, looking for my lid. Here it is. If you have a Thermomix, it is speed 7.5. And for 1 minute and 15 seconds. If you have a regular blender, just blend it up on the highest speed until it's nice and smooth. All right, your sauce should be lovely and smooth without any gritty bits. And just scrape down the sides of your blender and scrape it off the top of your lid if you're using the Thermomix. Wow, it looks so good and yellowy and eggy. You can transfer this now into a small pot on the stove. Just make sure you keep it stirring over medium heat. It will thicken, but don't let it stick to the bottom, so you can always turn it down a little bit if it starts to catch. Once it's thick and it's heated, just cover it up and push it to the back of the stove off the hot plate. But for Thermomix users, you can now heat this up as is. One ingredient, I actually forgot to mention it before, is black salt. You need to add a really good solid pinch of black salt. Even though it's pink, it's called black salt, and it actually adds a really eggy flavor to sauces and to meat dishes, like mock meat dishes. So I've got to break it up, it's a little bit lumpy. A good pinch of black salt into your sauce. So blend that in with the first lot. And now I'm just going to cook this up. For Thermomix users, we're going to go with speed 3 for 10 minutes on 100 degrees Celsius. All right, guys, now let's make our egg. So today I have some firm tofu. I sliced it thicker than normal, but not like crazy thick. If you're not keen on square eggs, you can actually make them circular. I just have my pastry cutter from my pie maker, and I'm just going to press that into my tofu today and just take off the little edge bits. Don't throw them away. You can add them into a stir fry. And we'll do the second egg. Here we go. Pretty cool. Now what we're going to do is add a little bit of oil. You don't need to add any if you really have to avoid oil in your diet, but I do find it does add a little bit to the flavor. And we're going to just have our heat, sort of a medium heat, and we're just aiming to brown the tofu. For a lot of people, tofu is quite a scary idea. It's actually bean curd, so you get your soy milk and add lemon juice and other acidic ingredients, and it causes the curd of the soybean to actually separate from the watery part of the soy milk, and it ends up sort of clumping together, and they scrape the clumps together and press it together, and that's how you make the soy bean curd, which is just tofu. That's also how they make cheese. So it's essentially like a soy cheese, but it doesn't taste anything like cheese. In fact, soy tofu is actually quite a neutral flavor, and that's one of the great things about tofu is you can make it taste like whatever you want. So today we're aiming for kind of a smoky, eggy flavor. So I'm going to use a liquid seasoning. This is Maggi Original Seasoning. I just got this from Coles, and I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. If you're in the States or if you're somewhere and you can't get a hold of this, then you are welcome to use Bragg's Liquid Aminos if you can still get your hands on them. I think that they have been discontinued now, but a light soy sauce or a tamari will do just as well. And we're going to brown the underside of our tofu. Once it's nice and brown, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to get another good pinch of our black salt to go on the top part of our egg, and that will make it really eggy tasting. Really adds to the flavor. While our tofu is cooking, I'm going to go ahead now and prepare some avocado. So fingers crossed this avocado is going to be really nice. I've had 4 really good ones and 1 bad one. So let's see. All right, here we go. What's it going to be? Oh, yeah, beautiful. All right, so we're going to go and halve our half. So we're going to go for quarters. And use a spoon to scoop out the avocado. And we're actually going to fan out the avocado today. Turn it onto its tummy from the top down, but not all the way to the top. Just some thin slices. Try not to handle it too much because it does get a little mushy. Don't want it to fall apart. And then we actually press it really gently and it will fan out like this. We'll be adding this on top of our tofu with our hollandaise sauce over the top. I'm going to clean my fingers and I'm going to get these tofu eggs flipped over. Okay guys, now we're going to flip those tofu eggs over. Oh yeah, looking good. As you can see, they're just lightly browned. And now we're going to add our good pinch of this black salt again. Once again, adding our lovely eggy flavor. You can add more, you can add less depending on your preferences. But I was surprised how much I needed to add to get an eggy flavor the last time I made some eggs. So don't be scared of the black salt. And once again, just cook these until the underside is lightly browned. I'm going to get my English muffin now into the toaster so it's ready to go as soon as this sauce is ready in 49 seconds, and my tofu eggs. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so those tofu eggs are cooked. All right, and we've got our English muffins now. And now it's really exciting. We get to layer it all and get going with our final product. I'm going to make 2 today. Let's get started with our English muffin on the bottom. You're welcome to add vegan margarine or butter to that if you wish. But today I figure we've got a little bit of oil anyway with our tofu eggs, so we don't need it. It's a bit hot. I managed to find wholemeal English muffins, which was very exciting. Often they only have the white options, so that's great. Ah, lovely. You can see it's really thickened up. And that's what we want with our sauce on top. Okay, so we'll set this aside for a minute while we get our avocado on top. Just fan that out. If someone's a chef and you're looking at me and you're just like crying that I'm doing this really badly, just message me in the comments and tell me what I can do differently. I think it looks great. Here we go. What you doing? Get back on there. Here we are, fan them out over the top. And now we can add a drizzle of our hollandaise sauce. Let's go with, oh, so good. Oh yeah. Did I just put my hand in it? Ouch, I did. My hand is hot. Oh, look at that. Looks so delicious. All right, guys, this is our beautiful Eggs Benedict vegan style. As you can see, we've got the lovely yellow that ordinarily the yolk would add to our sauce. We have protein, just like an egg. We've got the protein, but no cholesterol, and we've got B12 and no saturated fat, guys. This is a healthy alternative. It's going to give you everything that your body needs, and you're also not going to be compromising at all on flavor. And if anyone out there has their own request for the channel, let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to cooking you your favorite vegan meal as well. All right, guys, leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click on that bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And if you haven't already, grab a copy of my cookbook, 15% off, guys. Just use the code below. All right, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.